You ain't Bill.
That's right. The name's Bowers, Jody Bowers.
Where's Bill?
Tim Carson said his old cook quit. I'm the new cook on the TC.
I always figured he was a no-account drifter who couldn't stick to a job. Well, he didn't hold that one more than 5 years.
You Russell Grubb in the Flying M?
Yeah, that's me, Pat Buttram. Say, that ain't the same team Bill used to drive.
It ain't?
No, I guess I plumb wore that old team out.
You bore them out?
Yeah. Me and Bill used to meet like this on our way for grub, and we'd make sort of a friendly bet on who could get to town first. I never saw the TC team I couldn't beat.
Is that so?
Yeah. Now, that's a nice span, but if Bill was here, I'd bet $5 he'd soon be eating my dust.
Well, I've got $5, but I've never drove this road.
Oh, you can't miss. It goes right across the Flying M to the public road. How about it?
Okay. You got yourself a bet.
All right, I'll start us off. 1, 2, This is Jody Bowers, the TC's new cook.
Howdy.
Howdy. I never heard of a chuck wagon being held up. I didn't know what was going on.
I would say I'm glad to meet you if I didn't have to send you back where you came from.
Send me back?
What's happened, Gene?
Boss's orders. Starting today, no one from your ranch can use the right-of-way of the Flying M.
Tim Carson said this is the only way into town.
It's not the only way. You can get there by the way of Sundown Pass.
Sundown Pass? But that's 2 days by pack mules, and a wagon would never make it.
I'm sorry, but that's the way it's got to be. Better head your horses around.
What's going on here, Audrey?
Meacham closed his road to you, Tim.
I was looking for something like this, but he ain't going to get away with it.
I'm afraid he has a right. It's his ranch and his road.
Well, he promised me the use of this road as long as I lived, and I ain't dead yet.
It's not my idea, Tim. I'm just carrying out orders. Carl's pretty hot about you selling your ranch. He means business.
Well, so do I.
I hate to do it, but I've got to turn your man back.
We'll see if anybody turns around.
Shouldn't do things like that, Tim. Somebody might get hurt. All right, turn him around.
Wait a minute, Jody. Come on. Would it interest you to know we haven't enough food at the ranch to last for 2 days?
I'm sorry, miss. Especially when they have a lady visitor at the TC.
I'm not a lady. I'm not a visitor. Mr. Carson's my uncle, and I intend to live there until he sells the ranch, which he has a perfect right to do.
Just the same as Mr. Meacham has a perfect right to close his road.
All right, Mr.
Autry. Gene Autry.
Well, if you think we're going hungry, you're wrong. I'm driving this wagon into town, and the only way you can stop me is by using that gun you're so quick with. Get up!
Well, you going to shoot her, Autry?
Looks like you win the first round, Carson. Or she does. Nothing in my order said anything about pulling a gun on a lady. Especially a pretty one.
And you tell Meacham he ain't going to stop me any more than you stopped her.
Something tells me there might be lead flying. Well, I better report to Meacham.
And I lost a chance to win an easy $5.
off the Flying M. When I bought my ranch, you gave me the right-of-way across yours, and I'm keeping it, Meacham. Sure, I gave it to you because you were a rancher. But I've given no right-of-way when you want to sell to a lot of mud-footed farmers. What do you care who I sell a TC to? I care plenty. I don't want to be neighbor to a lot of dirt-grubbing chicken raisers. I want the Blackwater Valley to stay like it is, range country, where a man can ride without hitting a fence every 10 yards. You run your ranch any way you want to. I want to sell, and if I can get a better price by cutting up my ranch for farms, that's just what I'm going to do. Not while I've got something to say.
Now, wait a minute. It'll be kind of tough selling your ranch to farmers, won't it, Carson?
Why?
I don't think they'll like it having to climb a mountain to get to town.
They won't have to climb any mountain. They're going to go use that pass just like we always do. I got legal rights. Have you got it on paper? No, but I would have had I known I was dealing with a coyote who don't stand by his word. Who's a coyote?
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Carl, please!
Wait. Come. Break it up there, you cheap fellas.
Leave your uncle alone. He's doing all right. This if it's the last thing I do.
What, Carl?
Here,
You've gone crazy. Well, he isn't even armed.
I'll kill him. I'll kill him for this.
Now, that's enough from both of you.
Just about what I expected from you, Mitchum. Drawing a gun on an unarmed man.
Now, get on your mount, Carson, and head back for your place. You can use the Flying M road, but don't waste any time. Now, go ahead.
You're going too far, Gene. You're fired.
I'll just pretend I didn't hear that until you've crewed off, Carl. But I want you both to get this through your thick heads. This is not going to be settled with fists and guns.
I'm not so sure about that, Autry. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to get a bullet in the back one of these days. Come on, Lila.
All right, I'll quit now if you want me to.
Oh, I guess I lost my temper, Gene. Forget it. But I ain't going to see the Blackwater Valley turned into an old doggone chicken farm.
I'm on your side, Carl. I hate the idea as much as you do. But you two hotheads have got to settle this peaceably.
Hothead? Who's a hothead?
Who's a hothead, he said. Who's a hothead?
Yeah, who
What are you doing up here?
The men aren't coming, Uncle Tim.
Why?
They all believe the way that Meacham does. They say they're not going to help you turn this range country into farmland.
Well, they're working for me, and if I want them to ride across the Flying M, that's what they're getting paid for.
They're quitting. They say they're cowboys, not farmers. And they don't want to get shot at by Meacham for doing something they don't believe in.
And I'll keep this right-of-way open by myself.
Not by yourself. If you're riding across the Flying M, I'm going with you.
You'll do nothing of the kind. Oh, you can't ride with me, Lila. That'd look like I'm using a woman to hide behind in a fight, honey.
But, Uncle Tim...
Oh, the worst they can do is run me off the place. If they can. I can take care of myself. Now, you go on back the range.
Carl. He's dead. But I didn't do it, Gene. The slug that killed him came from up there somewhere.
Who fired it?
I don't know.
Be pretty hard to prove you didn't.
But I'm telling you, Gene, I didn't. Did you see anybody?
No. But let's face it. After what you said to Carson in town, there won't be many that'll believe you.
So you got him, huh, boss? Well, he was looking for trouble.
But I didn't get him.
You didn't? Who did? Did you, Gene?
Stop the questions. What do you want to do, Carl?
I've got nothing to hide. You better send for the sheriff.
Right into town, Hank. Pat, head for the TC and tell Lila Carson. And break it to her gently.
You sure emptied your gun at someone, Meacham. At the man who shot Carson. What did he look like? All I saw was the brim of his hat and his shoulder when he ducked behind the rocks up there.
I can't believe this. Who else would have any reason to kill my uncle?
No one that I know of. Did you get here right after the shooting, Autry?
A few minutes after.
Is there anything you can say that'll help Meacham's story?
Yes. I've known him 10 years and he's no liar. I believe him.
Maybe so, but that's not evidence. Did you see anyone else around like he says?
No, I didn't. I didn't see the man that killed Tim Carson.
There's only one thing I can do, Meacham. Hold you on suspicion of murder. Everyone knows you threatened Carson, and you can't prove you didn't do the shooting. You better get mounted.
Wait a minute. It could have been in self-defense. And Carson was trespassing.
That's not for me to decide. That's for the judge and jury. You're running the ranch till I get out, Gene.
You will get out, Carl.
But, Gene, didn't you see just a little tiny bit of somebody?
No, I didn't, Pat.
Mr. Autry, I'm owner of the TC now, and I'm going to sell this ranch just the way my uncle wanted to. And I'll keep on using this right away.
There's big talk about getting the boss out, Autry. You know, if you told the sheriff you saw that other man, he wouldn't have been arrested.
I call him the way I see him, Hank, and I always will.
Now I'm beginning to wonder whose side you're on, the cattleman or that girl.
The girl's on her way back from town now. I'll be alone at the ranch. Give me time to get back there. Then come down to shooting. Make it look like a real raid. But don't aim to hit her when she gets there. When she gets scared enough to sell me the ranch, you'll all get paid off.
Miss Carson! Been to town?
What business is it of yours?
Not only my business exactly, but every cattleman when you keep using this right away.
Stop!
They tell me walking's even better for the health than riding horseback.
Is this Gene Autry's idea?
Nope, thought it up all myself.
Hey, Gene, look!
What's going on here? Nothing. Just thought the walk would be good for her health.
Pick up Miss Carson's horse, Hank.
You're so crazy about turning this valley into a chicken farm. Pick him up yourself.
Miss Carson. I said pick up Miss Carson's horse.
All I can say is thank you, but I can't understand why you helped me.
Maybe I like to settle things peacefully.
Isn't it beautiful?
That's the real West. Be ashamed to spoil it, wouldn't it?
Spoil it? Oh.
You cut that land up into irrigation ditches and small farms, and you get a cramped-up feeling, instead of the feeling of bigness that you get now.
You're right, Gene. I never thought of that before.
Got the starry sky for a roof above my head. That's my home. Got the rolling plains and the soft pine for my bed. That's my home. Got the sun on my doorstep every dawning. Moon on my pillow every night. Birds wake me early every morning to start my day off right. Got the mountain range for an altar when I pray. That's my home. And the running stream to go fishing any day. That's my home. Got my boots and saddle and my horse for company. Got the open space far as any man can see. Long as I can ride the range wherever that may be. That's my home.
That was lovely, Gene, but my mind's still made up.
Sounds like that shooting's over around your place.
Who is he, Gene?
I don't know. I never saw him before.
And when I seen them coming, I got inside and grabbed this.
You were very brave, Jody, to do what you did. Now what do you think of trying to settle things peacefully?
I'll admit it doesn't look so good.
I appreciate what you've been trying to do, Gene, but I'm going to sell as fast as I can and get out of this beautiful western country.
I can't blame you. Well, I better report this to the sheriff.
So long, Jody. Maybe when this cools off, we can finish that race we started.
Yeah. Say, that gives me an idea. Audrey, would you mind if I use that right away to go into town this afternoon? We're running short of grub again, no?
Go ahead. One more trip won't do any harm.
Of course it won't. I'll be waiting for you, Jody. Same place.
I'll be there. Miss Carson, I might be able to save you a lot of trouble.
How?
Well, I have a connection with the Western Development Company, and they're always interested in buying good farmland.
But would they buy with the dispute over the right-of-way?
Oh, that can be fixed.
Well, yes, Jody, if they offer me a reasonable price.
What's the matter, Gene?
Something awful funny going on. That raider wasn't anybody from Blackwater, and why should Jody stick around and shoot it out? He's only been there a short while. That girl doesn't mean anything to him.
Yeah, but he sure was shooting at the gang, though.
Sure looked like it. And that running out of grub, why, they loaded up enough the other day to last a month.
Hey, yeah, that is funny.
I got a hunch, Pat. You beat it to the ranch and hitch up your team. Keep an eye on Jody, and stall that race as long as you can. I got to go into town.
It's still not evidence, Audrey.
May not be evidence, but it's worth following up. You sure it'll be 21 years tomorrow, Carl?
21 years exactly since I gave Carson the right of way.
Then according to state law in that book, it'll become a public road if they cross the flying M one more time. And that's just what Jody's trying to do.
Well, I don't see a thing I can act on.
I see something I can. I'm on my way, Carl.
You ready, Pat?
Yeah, only I got some sand in my boot.
Sand in your boot? What difference does that make?
I got very tender feet. It must be the other boot.
Quit stalling, Pat. Are you afraid to race me?
Afraid? Afraid nothing. I'm willing to even bet $10.
All right, anything.
Look what I did. The clumsy one, ain't I? Oh, here comes Gene. We'll have to wait for him.
What for? Let's get started.
We're calling the race off, Jody.
Oh, you are, huh?
Those bushes. Come on, Pat, we've got to catch Jody before he gets to the main road. Don't shoot, I want him alive. Here, take him.
You turned them just in time, Gene.
I hope Jody didn't break his neck. I got to get a confession out of him. That was a right handsome confession Jody made. How about a confession from you, Lila? Don't you like the West the way it is?
I love it.
If you keep running cattle on the TC, you've got the right of way, law or no law.
I'll go on ranching as long as you and Gene will help me. Whoopee!
Now, Patrick, take it easy.
Got my boots and saddle and my horse for company. Got the open space far as any man can see. Long as I can ride the range wherever that may be. That's my home.
Be sure to see Gene Autry and Champion in their latest feature-length picture at your local theater.